Alright, peace, beautiful souls. I hope everyone is doing well today. My name is Saleh and I will be your host on this channel brought to you by Celestial Alignments. Now, today we will be continuing our series on the 7 Hermetic Principles. So previously we talked about the law of vibration, which is the 3rd Hermetic Principle. Today we'll be talking about the law or principle of rhythm. Now, the law of rhythm states that everything manifests itself in a rhythm, in the sense that everything that goes up must come down, and everything that goes down must come up. You feel me? So, in simple understanding, in order for us to elevate, sometimes we have to descend. You feel me? Sometimes in order for us to take a couple steps forward, life takes us a couple steps back. You know, the roller coaster ismness of life that you experience, that is the law of rhythm. The law of rhythm states that which goes up must come down, and that which goes down must come up. And because of this, it is our salvation. Because when we are going through hardships, trials and tribulations, when we have heartbreak, when we're experiencing just challenging circumstances, the law of rhythm allows us to understand, it promises us that this is temporary, this too shall pass. But it's our Dalmatian also, because when we are going through harmonious, positive experiences, when we have found the love of our life, and we're in love completely, and we are wealthy, or whatever it is, this law states to us that this too shall pass. You feel me? Like, you will not be at your zenith forever. You feel what I'm saying? And so this is a law, a universal law, you feel me, that can even be seen with weather. Weather is a good example, like the 4 seasons. The 4 seasons are a good example of how rhythm manifests in the life. We go through winter, then winter, spring, summer, fall, repeat, and even as humans, but in nature in general, there's a cycle of birth. Everything is born, and then once that thing is born, it must grow, and then once it's grown, it must decay, and then once it decays, it must die. Now this is more of a cyclic rhythm that manifests throughout the whole life, but it's not so much that our whole life will be a story where we'll experience one stage and the other stage and the other stage, but actually within a year you can experience a new birthing, growth, decay, and death. You feel what I'm saying? And so as humans, do understand that we go through our own cycles of birth, decay, growth, and death. You feel me? But it's repetitive, it's continuous, it's consistent. You feel what I'm saying? So how do we go about applying this knowledge and awareness? Now that we understand that everything manifests as a rhythm, right? Our heart, it expands, it contracts, it expands, it contracts, it expands, it contracts, right? Our breath, right? We inhale to exhale. Same with our lungs. You feel what I'm saying? There are so many rhythms manifested internal of us biologically. You feel me? But it's like, even externally, life, like the yin and yang symbol, is continuously manifesting itself in a cyclic or rhythmic manner. You feel what I'm saying? And so the alchemist, right, because the whole point of the 7 Hermetic Principles, understanding them and realizing them, is so then you can position yourself to be a more powerful alchemist. You feel what I'm saying? So the alchemist understands that within life there is a pendulum. When the pendulum swings to the left, it's inevitable that this pendulum will swing to the right. And when the pendulum swings to the right, it's inevitable that it will swing to the left. But it's like this pendulum, right, that's swinging. Sure, it might have been initially started, but it's like once it's started, it swings according to its weight. You feel what I'm saying? And so with the law of rhythm, we also have to understand that As high as something rises, that thing will also fall. And as deep as something falls, it will also rise. You feel me? In the sense that even us, especially those who have gone through the harshest, craziest stuff, and of course there are other attributes and characteristics as well, but it's like they go on to rise to high levels because they came from pain, they came from suffering. And so it's like they were able to polarize themselves to the other side because they experienced the dark side. So they were able to get into the light side, if that makes sense. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, so that's the pendulum. It swings, it swings, it swings. And as far left as it swings, it will swing as far right as well. And so the alchemist, understands the law of rhythm. And so these are universal laws in a sense. The law of rhythm especially, it does deal a lot. It deals with the mind as well. But it does deal a lot with our physical experiences. So as an alchemist, applying this law, this is what you do. You understand that nothing is forever. And the only thing that's constant is change. So you allow yourself to experience the circumstances, the conditions, and the environments that are attracted to you. But you do not attach to them, for what I'm saying. The alchemist is not attached to these external circumstances, unlike a mundane person is. See, the mundane person is attached to the circumstance, which in this case, the law of rhythm, is signified by the pendulum. So when everything is going good, guess what? That individual who is attached to their circumstance, they're having the blast of their life, the time of their life, but because they're attached, to the circumstance, when the circumstance, swings to the other side, you feel me? These individuals are swung with it. And so that time of their life becomes the dark ages, the dark night of the soul, you feel what I'm saying? Now, the alchemist is not so much attached, but it's like, it's experiencing it, you feel me? And so this is the alchemist experiencing it. And so when the pendulum swings to the other side, you feel me? It's like the alchemist, it's still right there. In the sense that the alchemist has learned to cultivate energies internal of it that can allow it, for one, to approach circumstances and situations from a place of neutrality, from a place of gratitude and appreciation, even when things are going bad. But initially, it's like because the alchemist wasn't so attached to the circumstance, even when it was good, when it happens bad, they will not be attached. And so it's really all about attachment and healthy detachment, learning when to attach. Because I'm not trying to say that we shouldn't enjoy life. Like, I enjoy life, you feel me, 100%. And etc., etc., etc. Like, I love the finer things in life. Like, I don't understand spiritual people who, I do understand spiritual people who warn of the ills of the material world, because you don't want to be sucked into the material world, because that is the illusion, you don't want to live for the material. I understand that, I get it, but I still believe that as spiritualists who have tapped into spirit, we should be aware of abundance and prosperity and wealth. And we shouldn't limit ourselves to anything, for what I'm saying. We should allow it. But I'm going to speak for myself, though, because that's a slippery slope. Because you can easily get pulled into the material world, So I'll speak for myself. But yeah, ultimately, I only brought that up to bring up that I enjoy life, And I think it's primarily also about being in the moment and living within the moment, and not living in the past or in the future, but in the moment. You feel what I'm saying? And having an ability to awaken your senses, your mindfulness, because it's like, no matter what you're going through, if you can be mindful and be in the moment, you will tap into bliss. You will tap into gratitude and appreciation. Once you tap into the moment, you start to understand and see the ways in which you are blessed. You're not looking at the lessons from your past or the anxiousness energies of your future, but you're in the moment. So I feel like with this law, you apply it by learning to be in the moment, by learning to be neutral, and learning to attach and detach when you need to. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, family, that pretty much concludes this video. I say reading. I do readings, you know. I offer birth chart interpretations, but I also do self-imaging consultation sessions, you know. And so the self-imaging consultation session and like the birth chart reading go hand in hand. Because once you understand your birth chart, then you have an awareness of the thought structures manifested within your life, you know. And these thought structures manifested within your life help you understand your life experiences, because before anything is physical, it's a thought. You feel what I'm saying? But it's like once these clients of mine have an awareness of their birth chart, I extend my service in helping them by offering them one-on-one consultations, you know, where we dive deeper into the birth chart, but from a perspective where I am enabling them with tools, meditations, audiobooks, etc., which are going to help them expand. You feel me? So yeah, definitely tap in, family, if you're interested in doing some soul work with me. I would love to help you. But yeah, definitely subscribe and like this video, as it will help, you know, more people to see this, you know, and someone might need to see this video, so definitely consider sharing it as well, because you never know who might have needed to see this. But anyways, without further ado, thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it, and peace. Namaste. You have a beautiful day. Until next time.